You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get the last word.
Welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast, part of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB Financial. This is November the 27th, 2017. With you today is myself, Carl, and the always wonderful Joel. Did you know that my standard intro I do for the show, apparently a tongue twister?
I didn't know that. Well, I always forget something whenever I do the intro, so maybe I did know that.
Yeah, you leave out the difficult parts. That's fine. Joel, where are you today?
I am in the beautiful city of Surrey, BC.
And so you're no longer, are you like vacation? What's your deal? What's happening?
No, I am no longer an Islander. It's over.
Wow.
Finished.
That era
Kaput.
is done. Joel's on the move.
On the move. Gonna be, I've got 6 days or so of being BC or a BCite. I don't know. I've been here for almost 8 years, and I don't know how do you say that?
A British Columbian?
Yeah, but that's like the long way.
Yeah.
No one calls this British Columbia. So it's just BC.
It's true. To be fair, you have been a BCer for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're a mainlander for a few days and then you're gone. You're out here.
I'll be a mainlander in Alberta too.
Yeah, that's true. That's all we have here.
We just don't call it that because you're like, we don't need to.
Like, obviously. I think there might be one person who lives on an island in a lake somewhere, and that's about it.
I don't even know if there's no water in Alberta.
Not a ton, no. Well, Joel, I'm glad that so your house is all packed up. You've moved. I'm glad you were able to remember your microphone.
Yeah, I threw it in a backpack.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I have a microphone, my computer. We normally record with video. Not doing that tonight.
No, internet's a little less desirable where you are?
Yeah, we're a little worried about it, so we're just kind of letting it ride and see what happens.
So instead of Joel's face, I now have just a big JS, which makes me think that I'm talking with J.S. Shiger. I'm not. But that's what your initials make me think
You
of.
probably wish you were, though, right?
I don't know. I think I wouldn't say no to a nice conversation, but...
Did you like the J.S. Shiger era of the Colorado Avalanche?
No, not in the slightest. And he didn't either. He hated it.
Yeah.
Did you like the J.S. Shiger of the Maple Leafs?
He wasn't terrible the first time. I think he was around twice.
Also, for the record, it should be called the J.S. Shiger.
Well done. You've been on fire with like puns and stuff lately.
It's true.
It's been like a 2-week hot streak.
Yeah, it's good.
So, yeah. So I'm on the move. Did you know that I have 5 weeks off of work right now?
What are you going to do with all of it?
So this is what I did. So today was my first day off of work. You know what I did this morning?
Nothing?
For a bit. Like I slept in, stayed in bed a while, and then I got up, threw the old NHL 17 in the PlayStation.
Okay.
And I created Mr. Carl Landra, 6'8", 250 pounds, left defenseman, enforcer, thunder crusher to play defense for my Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm honored. It's good.
I know. I'm pretty excited about it. So I played a couple games, and then I turned the system off without saving. So I played one more game, and I actually saved it this time. You want to know what your stats are for the first game?
Please do.
You had 11 hits.
Good. I like that.
7 shots.
Wow.
A goal.
Okay.
That you didn't actually score. You shot it at the net, and then they kicked it in. So it was an own goal, but you got credit.
Whatever it takes.
And then I think you were +3 with a 5-minute major penalty that you got ejected on for charging.
That sounds accurate. I made the most of that 11th hit.
Yeah, my mic just fell. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I'm pretty sure you did. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to do for the next 5 weeks. Is I'm going to play. I also created myself power forward.
Ooh, very nice.
And Tiny Mike, a 5'9" right winger, speed for days.
So you leaned right into that Tiny now.
Yeah, I leaned right into that Tiny. He scored 2 goals in the first game. So
big things coming for that guy.
Yeah, we're going to score a lot of goals. I turned off line changes, so our line plays 60 minutes every game.
This makes a little bit more sense. How me as a defenseman had 7 shots in the first game.
Yeah, it's going to be. Anyway, so that's how I'm going to kill my time.
I like that. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Joel, today punishment was handed out. Before we get into that, let's let everyone know about ATB Financial. They are our favorite bank here at the Fourth Line Podcast. They want you to know that they are listening. They support hockey all the way from tykes to the pros, and they're there for you. We actually went through it, and now that I've started to notice that ATB is part of what is happening all across hockey, it's accurate. They are everywhere, and they want to hear from you. They want you to know that they're out there and that they want to know how they can serve you better. So head over to atb.com/listens and you can see that. But Joel, it is time. It might be time. We'll play it by ear. I might need, I called you in and I said, Joel, it's time for the rant shack.
Yeah, you did.
And I think I've talked myself off the ledge. I've calmed myself in the last few hours. Gabriel Landeskog, 4-game suspension for his cross-check on Matthew Tkachuk. That will be started to be served with the next game.
Is he not going to appeal?
There's no, it doesn't look like it. He did not participate. He was not a major participant in practice today. He was the extra skater on the fourth line, so they were already preparing for him to be suspended for the next game. And the problem that I had with it at the time, I am fine with him being suspended for that hit. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. What happened, him and Tkachuk battling by the side of the net, and as happens, he just started, putting some lumber to him beside the net. And what does not always happen is Tkachuk got low, Landeskog did not adjust his stick level, and gave him a cross-check to the neck head area.
I love how you described that, because that's not quite how I would have described it.
Is it not accurate?
Well, it is, but you leave out, how Tkachuk got low.
Well, because he lost his footing. He fell.
Because he got cross-checked in the ribs. So it wasn't like he just all of a sudden was lower. There was at least 2 or 3 cross-checks to Tkachuk before he got the cross-check to the face.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like...
I didn't leave that part out. I said that they were battling, and he just got continually lower and lower and lower.
But it wasn't just by chance he got lower. It was Landeskog pushing him lower and then bashing him in the face with a stick.
Yes.
So,
and are you fine? Is 4 games? Do you think that's an appropriate suspension for this?
Oh, for sure. I would have been fine if he had gotten 8.
Really?
He got he cross-checked it. I watched the video for the first time tonight. He looks at Tkachuk and then cross-checks him in the face.
Oh, he's looking at him the entire time.
Yeah. So it's not like there is no I know that we talked about Gudas last week. I still think he did it on purpose, but there's the chance that he didn't know that he was hitting him in the neck. Not a very big one, but a chance. There is 0 chance that Landeskog was trying to hit something other than Tkachuk's face. Because there's just no other way. He was going for his face and he hit his face. It's as clear as day.
Yes, sure. I'll give you. He did know what he was doing in the heat of it. I could understand why he would do that, but you have to be responsible. I hate this. Like, I hate the fact that literally 1 week ago I sat here and said Radko Gudas has to be responsible with his stick, and now a week later I have to hold myself to the same standard and say you have to be responsible for your stick. And so,
but see, that's even different because like Landeskog wasn't just irresponsible. I was amazed that they said this wasn't like a targeted malicious attack. Like, because if you watch the video from Department of Player Safety, they're like, well, this wasn't like an aggression or like retaliation. I was like, I disagree. He was fully purposeful in what he did.
Yeah, but like it was a battle that turned into like if Tkachuk hadn't have taken the stick to the head, right? Let's say Landeskog ends one hit sooner than he did. Hypothetically speaking, we're not talking about this, right? Like, we're not talking about, no one would have talked about it at all. Would he maybe have gotten 2 minutes? Maybe. Like, even that would be debatable. So I think that's why you look at it and say, unless, if he doesn't hit him in the face, it's nothing. He hits him in the face, and that's what makes it something. So it's that one. So yeah, certainly it was irresponsible and reckless that he did that. But to me, I don't think you can look at it and say, well, it was malicious or revenge.
Wasn't it? Well, I don't know if it was revenge. It was 100% malicious. He hit him in the face on purpose. How do you not like? That's like say, he took his stick and purposely hit him in the face. I don't know how that's not malicious.
Well, okay. Now here's the part of this whole thing. I've shared my thoughts on this thus far. I haven't even gotten to the part of this suspension that rubs me the wrongest of ways. Is that an appropriate way to say that?
I'm not sure.
All right, yeah.
Let's assume that was the right way to say that and keep going.
Okay, the part that rubs me the wrongest of ways was that he was deemed to be outside of the definition in the CBA for a repeat offender, because according to the CBA, he is not a repeat offender, but they still took that into account in doling out his suspension, that he did have a previous suspension. That is not the definition of it in the CBA, and that's something that is literally there for that purpose. You put a definition on that for this reason, and if you change it just willy-nilly, that becomes a very difficult thing to deal with, because, Nazem Kadri, when was the last time he was suspended?
I couldn't. Probably last year. I don't think he's been suspended this year.
Okay, so it might be a year and a half, but according to this right now, he could or could not get suspended as a repeat offender in this, whether he is or is not. And that's what frustrates me, is now we're getting down this slope of, well, he has done something in the past, so we'll suspend him extra for it. That's a difficult thing to be able to justify when now he's not. Up until now, there's been no talk of him appealing it. Like I said, he missed out on some of practice, so they're not planning on him playing. But if he were to appeal, you could very easily say, "I'm not a repeat offender. You can't punish me in that way."
Right, but see, here's the problem that you have right now, and I understand this dilemma that you're in. Basically, you are if this was not Gabriel Landeskog, and it was...
If this was Matthew Tkachuk on Gabe Landeskog.
No, I'm not even going to go there. Let's say this was... I'm trying to think of a guy. Like, let's say this was... As Logan Couture, is he considered... Does anyone ever think he's been a dirty player? I don't think so, right?
No.
So let's say Logan Couture cross-checks Gabriel Landeskog in the face. Exact same play. And they go and give Couture 4 games. Because he's a repeat offender, because he's not, whatever. He gets 4 games for it. They say it's 4 games. My guess is you would be okay with that.
I think it's a little steep. for sure. But
I don't. The problem is I think you have the Colorado Avalanche bias going on right now.
I do, which is why I need you here.
So I totally understand the fact that the NHL is so inconsistent on doling out suspensions. It's ridiculous. I get that. But they actually, like, this is the first time that I was like, oh, they actually gave a suspension that's at least worth it. And again, I'm still in the camp that says if he had gotten more games, I would have been fine with it. But this is actually like if they had come out and given like one game, it would have been comical. Like, it would have been like for me at least, I would have been like, seriously, like you can go and cross check someone in the face, and all it's going to cost you is one game. And so I get that the frustration with the inconsistency, but I actually think the NHL got this one right. And however if this was the new norm where they were saying going forward, this is how much they're going to give suspensions, then I would be okay with that. But yeah, you're right. Consistency, yes, you can be upset about inconsistency. That's not a problem.
Excellent.
But I think it's hard for you. The problem is that you're going down the dangerous path of trying to defend that it's okay to cross-check someone in the face if you argue against the suspension.
Well, and I purposefully did not, because I'm well aware that if I say he should not have been suspended, that is purely hypocritical bias, because we talked about it last week on the show. It's not like people have to wait long to be like, has Carl ever said this before? Yeah, it was a week ago, 7 days.
So I do, yeah, the NHL needs to get better at consistency, but I think they got this one right from an outsider that has no horse in this race. I thought that was a fair suspension.
Well, and I probably would say the same if it wasn't the Avalanche. So, good on the NHL for stepping up then, and actually not being a joke when it comes to player safety.
So let's see if they can maybe suspend some of the guys that are like actually dirty for that amount of time, though.
Yeah, like the guy that took that cross check to the face. Maybe hand in some games. Maybe next time.
Well, he also did get a game for touching a guy on the ankle. So like
that's fair. Yeah, that soft touch on the ankle one. Yeah, imagine if he cross checked the ankle. That's 4 games probably if you amp that up. Joel, let's move on from this. Is there anything else you wanted with this?
No, I'm good.
Okay. One thing that listeners will note, I'm gonna toss in a few more of those because I can't see Joel. I can't tell what he's doing. His face. So yeah, we'll see how this goes tonight. But this has been an interesting week. The Montreal Canadiens did finally get back their goaltender, Mr. Carey Price.
Yeah, he tossed a shutout too.
Yeah. Do you think that Carey Price is, it's one game and it's against the Buffalo Sabres, but is he, as a Montreal Canadiens fan, would you be concerned about him moving forward, or are you like, this is Carey Price, he's good, he's back, let's go?
If he says he's healthy and good, then I would just trust that. The guy's injury prone. Like, you're never going to be fully comfortable with him. But as long as he's playing, you're super excited about that.
Well, and that's what, yeah. Sure it's the Sabres, but also, like, a shutout's a shutout. He played well in that game. He didn't have to play fantastic, but he played well enough to win that game, to get the shutout. And so, yeah, we've got him happening. One thing that just happened in this game, he has not returned. You obviously cannot see. I have on in the background the Flyers-Penguins game. Matt Murray left the game with a lower body injury, the most dreaded of goaltender injuries, because you never know what that could be. He left. He did have to get helped off the ice a little bit. That is an injury that, as much as Carey Price is important to that Habs team, there is not a whole lot left behind Matt Murray in Pittsburgh. So it could be that we get Carey Price back and have to trade him in for Matt Murray.
Yeah, and Martin Jones has been injured now. Like, there's a couple of goalies are not doing well this year.
It's a few injuries run around.
Because Martin Jones, Matt Murray, Carey Price, Marc-Andre Fleury,
the entire Vegas Golden Knights.
Right. I assume there's something wrong with Niemi, or maybe he just is really the worst goalie ever now. I don't know. There's probably other goalies that I'm not remembering.
Yeah, there's certainly, everyone's got a little. Varlamov has been sick the last few days, but I always assume that he's always got some sort of lingering injury.
Yeah. I kind of wish Curtis McElhinney would just retire.
Just he's completely healthy, but just could they shove him on Robidas Island for a little bit?
Oh man, that would be so good. I don't want to wish an injury on him, so I'm not I don't want him to get hurt. But if he just wasn't playing anymore,
if they could redo his physical,
yeah, or just be they don't even need to put him on Robidas Island. He's not he barely makes any money. Just you know how depressing it is to have Babcock has zero faith in this guy. He will only play him on the second night of a back-to-back. This is the only games he's played this year.
And you haven't had a ton of those thus far.
No, so I think he's played 3, maybe 4, and it's just miserable every time. And it's terrible because, I don't know, you probably don't spend much time looking at the Marlies roster. The Marley, Garrett Sparks is tearing it up in the AHL right now. He's got to be better than McElhinney.
And you get to a point with these goalies that, sure, you want to get these guys time. You don't want them to just sit on the bench and get rusty, but at a point, Garrett Sparks is good enough to be an NHL backup, and at some point you just have to run with it, right? You have to say, because in all honesty, Garrett Sparks is not going to be the future starting goaltender of the Toronto Maple Leafs, right?
No,
is he developed enough? Is he developed enough to be the backup though?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he is a better goalie than McElhinney. No questions asked. No question. So I don't even, well, we have Calvin Pickard, man. Just get that guy up. Oh, I don't care who you get up. Just not Mac. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's just so demoralizing.
Well, and these goalies that are getting hurt, right? Like Murray, they've got nothing behind them. They've got Yari. They've got, in San Jose, there's not a whole lot behind Martin Jones. And so the fact of having a stockpile of good backup goalies is great, right? Freddie Anderson goes down, well, I would hope so. Babcock's lines and his roster decisions this year kind of have me questioning him a little bit. But I think we would hope that he's smart enough to go with Pickard or Sparks ahead of McElhinney if Freddie Anderson were to go down. And that's something you want to have. But so many of these teams, in the fact of, certainly Pittsburgh had to get rid of Marc-Andre Fleury in the expansion draft. I get that. They had built up that goaltending depth. And now you're seeing with Murray hurt, not knowing how long that's going to be, you need that goaltending depth behind there, and it's not a problem until it is. You can get by for the entire season without a backup goaltender. He gets hurt the last game of the regular season, and you are screwed in the playoffs.
Yeah, another one, what's up with Tuukka Rask? Is he hurt, or what's his deal?
I think he's just bad right now.
Is he going to be bad the rest of the year? Is he done?
I don't.
Is he no good? Is he no good anymore?
I don't. You would love that, so that people could stop. People, aka me, would stop bringing up the fact that he was a former Maple Leaf.
I'm Austin Matthews kind of just wipes away a lot of those things in the past. None of that bothers me anymore.
Right.
So it just doesn't, because Yeah, because if we had Tuukka Rask and Tyler Seguin and Dougie Hamilton and whoever else we could have had different times, like we don't have Austin Matthews, and let's just say the Austin Matthews era is pretty good. So, anyways, I don't know. Like, I'm worried. I don't know if I'd be worried about him or not. I don't know. He seems like he gets in his head a lot.
Oh yeah, he's of the emotional goalies. He's up there, right?
Yeah. So
I would definitely have some concern. Luckily for the Bruins, Khudobin has played fantastic in his place, but that's something that I fully I don't trust that long term, right?
Oh, for sure. I would not trust. Like, Khudobin has shown that he is about as good as he can be as a backup.
Yeah, he's
not a starter.
Backup. No,
and like borderline quality backup. He's not even that great of a backup. He's okay. Like, yeah.
I would be happy. I would be quite happy if he was the backup on my team. I think that he is a quality backup, not a good starter though.
Yeah, you do not want him to be your starter. So if Boston, are they not in a playoff spot?
They're right on the fringe.
If they're in man, they could think about where they'd be if they had an actual good goalie. They're not in the playoffs right now. I thought they were for some reason.
Well, they've got 18 games in hand right now. So, the way we're sitting right now, yeah, they're fringe playoff. They're tied with the Hurricanes, 4 points back, 2 games in hand.
They're only 1 point back. Detroit's only got 25 points.
Oh, right, they're in that other division.
Yeah, they're in the other division. Did you know that Detroit's in a playoff spot?
Yeah, that's a thing that's happening somehow.
Yeah,
they're in a playoff spot with Jimmy Howard as their number 1 goaltender.
Yeah, I bet Vegas wishes they took Mrazek.
I think they're fine with any goalie. They're just throwing darts at the board and hoping something sticks.
They're just like, hey, can this guy stop pucks? Probably. Let's go with him.
Subban's back, though.
Yeah. I don't get that team. How are they, first in that division?
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs.
It's probably, at this rate. They would have to, because it's 90, what was a playoff spot last year in that division?
94.
94?
Yeah.
Well, while we finish this conversation, I'll do some math and we'll figure out what they have to have as a points pace the rest of the year. Yeah, definitely. I think the Golden Knights, what's interesting about that team is as much as everyone talked oh man, their home record is going to be amazing, their home record is amazing. Do you think there is actually something to the Vegas flu where teams come rolling through town and all of a sudden struggle against Vegas because of partying it up Vegas styles?
No, I don't think so, but I guess, I don't know. They're 9-1 at home. That's crazy. That's crazy. And
it's at the point to me that I'm the data says there's something there. Sure, there's great crowds all across hockey, but you saw it with the Jets game in Vegas, packed with Jets fans, and they still won. It's not even a home ice advantage from the crowd perspective. It's just they're dominant at home.
Yeah, I don't think that matters in hockey. I don't think home ice advantage matters in hockey at all. Do you?
It's a non-zero amount. If literally everything is equal. If you were to take the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Vegas Golden Knights, I would give the edge to whoever we call the home team. It's the only real advantage is the crowd, but you can easily, as the away team, get amped up off the crowd as well, right?
I don't even think it's the crowd; it's the line changes.
Right. So
that would be the only advantage.
I mean. So the crowd's
but
not
that's
an
minimal.
Advantage. And last change is really the only thing. So you get to pick matchups, and honestly, if you're a bad coach, which Gerard Gallant I think is a good coach, if you're a bad coach, that could almost hurt you as much as it helps you. If you're over matching lines.
The Islanders haven't lost at home yet.
Which apparently I saw an interview with Nicholas Leddy, Where's he from?
Canada.
Nick Leddy is from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Dang it.
He was saying that they fixed the ice there. So, like, remember last year, everyone was complaining how terrible the ice was. Somehow they've managed to get it better.
Yeah, but like, still, who cares what the ice is like? You're still like, because everyone's playing on the same ice. So to not lose at home, that's pretty impressive. Like, that's 9 games.
Yeah, to do 9 in a row of anything is pretty skilled.
Anyways, they're just weird things. I don't know what we were talking about. Where are we? What's going on? Anything fun and exciting happening this week?
So there are a few more things that we are going to get to, Joel. I'm going to let you pick which one we talk about first. We are going to do our very first hot seat of the season. For those of you who are new to the show, what we did last year and years in the past is we focus on one team and do a bit of a deep dive into how they're doing so far this year. And we try to pick a team that we haven't talked about a whole lot. So we're going to be putting the St. Louis Blues on the hot seat. We also are going to be talking about some fantasy hockey trades that went down in our Fourth Line Podcast Listener League. 3 trades on the weekend. It was a busy weekend.
Damn.
And we're also playing a game.
Well, let's leave the game for last, and then we'll do the St. Louis Blues first.
All right.
Let's talk about them. I like me some Vlad Tarasenko.
So, Joel, tell me about Vlad. What's he doing so far this year? How are him and the Blues doing?
They are, I believe, first in the NHL.
In the whole league.
The whole league. They got the most points.
It's true. They do.
So, did you hear that?
Yeah, what is happening over there?
I have no idea what that was.
Wow.
But that sounded terrifying.
Yeah, it did a little bit. I'm scared for you.
It sounded like the roof is going to collapse.
Yeah.
So if the roof falls on me, just keep going.
Okay, just finish the show by myself?
Yeah, do not let the listeners down.
Okay.
So
I will probably disconnect the Skype call at least so that we don't have to listen to like the sirens. I think that would be insensitive. If there was sirens and like people trying to pick through to find you.
Yeah. I might
end the Skype call.
Do you think my computer would last through that?
I think so. Computers are stronger than we think.
That's why they're going to take over the world eventually.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast about that this morning. It was terrifying. It was a bad way to start a Monday.
Tarasenko, he's more than a point a game going so far. He's good. Newsflash.
We knew that. This weekend, the Blues put up a whopping 14 goals in 3 games, and one of those games they got shut out in.
So it's 14 goals in 2 games. That's pretty impressive.
8 against the Oilers, which, like, putting up 8 goals against anyone is impressive, but, like, it was the Oilers, so...
Oilers are terrible. Do you like the Blues? Like, do you like when you think about them and who's on their team? Do you like them?
And maybe this is why we haven't talked about them much. I'm disinterested in the Blues.
Yeah,
like, there's Tarasenko. If I go down the roster and I start looking at who is on that team, I'm like, oh man, like this is a good team. I understand why they're winning. But then I'm like, I don't know, like Jaden Schwartz, leading goal scorer for this team.
That's not going to last.
Jaden Schwartz doesn't excite me. Braden Shen, I could see that holding up. Like he's good. I like that pickup in the offseason, but like I don't know. It's a weird team. They're deep, but they don't excite me.
Yeah, that trade is working out really well for them.
Yeah, a first for Schwartz. Do that any day when he's putting up more points than Vlad.
No, I was talking about Shen. I don't know why. I thought you said Shen.
Yeah, that was what I mean.
Oh, you said it's first for Schwartz.
Oh, no. Sorry, for Shen. Yeah.
Okay. And that Laterra guy who is not good.
Came back.
Is he back? Was he hurt?
No, sorry. We're all kinds of confused.
Right? I know. No, Letara, he's played 14 games and has 2 points.
Yeah.
Not good. I don't know if he's hurt. There's something wrong, but not good there. That the Shen deal has turned out really well. And that's, you know what? That is like the history of this team. Is taking guys who, I guess like, Shen's been okay. He's like a 50-point guy or something like that, I think. But like he's probably on pace for like 70 this year. And they have taken guys who are not doing so well at other places like I don't know, Alex Steen. Paul Stastny apparently is still a thing. I didn't realize he was still in this league.
The guy on this team who I didn't realize was still in the league, Jason Bouwmeester.
Yeah, but he's like a quality defenseman.
Yeah. For
the St. Louis Blues. Like, you like this team. Like, the thing that I'm glad I'm not a Western Conference team, because like I don't know who can beat this team. Like, Pietrangelo is having best season of his career.
Yeah. Parayko's gotten over that sophomore slump.
Yeah, like, and they got Bouwmeester. Their defense is fairly deep. They got guys who are scoring goals. Jake Allen, I was a year late on that, or a year early, I mean.
Yeah.
Come on, Jake Allen.
But Come on. Like, he hasn't even been great.
No, he had a better save percentage last year and better goals against.
He's been good enough. And that's honestly what's scary about this team is you have Jake Allen. It's like, yeah, Jake Allen good enough, and they're the best team in the league so far. If he starts to turn it on, and then, you know, in due time when Braden Shen, Jaden Schwartz cool down a little bit, they can still continue this. Like, it's looking good.
Yeah, do you think do you go with these guys as your Stanley Cup representative in the West?
I don't have any reason not to pick them, but in the same way, there's so many variables when it comes to the playoffs, which is my way of stalling to answer the question.
Right, but like they're the best team. They have the most points right now, so they are the favorites, I think. But would you consider them the favorites still? I would. You know what's crazy? They're doing this without Berglund or Fabry.
Yeah.
And not that those guys have been great. Like, they're not amazing, but like they're depth guys who would be in the lineup. And they are...
Like, Fabry's gone for the year. They're not getting him back. But Berglund should return at some point.
Yeah, so... It's just... They're a good little team.
So they would be... If you were to redo your picks for Stanley Cup Finals, St. Louis Blues are your pick.
I would think so. I don't know who's going to beat them in the West. Like, I get that I'm not saying that... I'm not guaranteeing. I'm not saying that they're for sure going to be there. But... Who's going to beat them?
I don't Yeah. There's if I start going through that list of teams, there's no one that scares me more than St. Louis. Like, even in the Central, you know, Winnipeg, Nashville, Chicago, Dallas, Minnesota, like none of those teams scare me.
It's Nashville. If obviously they're the ones that are like, yeah, they can probably they'll put up a fight with St. Louis. Winnipeg's not. Winnipeg's not. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that all hinges. Speaking of, there's another goalie that's hurt. Steve Mason. He went on the old injured reserve today.
Man, is it just are goalies getting hurt more frequently this year? I feel like they are.
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it is. Like, if it is, I think it would just be random. I don't think there's a reason behind it. Do you?
No, I don't think there's a reason, but
there's
Ryan Miller
nothing.
Just came back. He'd been gone for a while.
Yeah, and then I guess Montoya with the hat. Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't Raanta hurt?
Yeah, he's been off and on hurt.
I don't know. I just feel like there's been a lot of goalies hurt.
Well, that's a good lead-in to the weekend that was in our fantasy hockey league, Joel.
Yeah.
This all got started on Friday night or Friday afternoon. No, Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon. When Carl's supposed to be writing a paper, he gets just a little bit distracted. I'm writing a paper. Joel's literally, you weren't sitting in an empty house at this point, but you were essentially just killing time till you got to leave the island.
Yep.
And so we got to talking and I started poking around the fantasy league and started looking at things and noticed the aforementioned, currently crushing it, Anton Khudobin was available. I was like, you know what, I'll go pick him up. Sure, what's the worst that happens? I don't even remember who I dropped. It was, maybe I dropped Zetterberg or someone like that. Anyways, so I had 3 goalies now, and I kind of wanted to run only 2. So I was like, okay, I've got some expendable goaltenders now. Started looking at my team. My goalies are, at the time, was Jonathan Quick and Bobrovsky. And so I was like, well, I want to keep Bob. Quick is definitely the one who's not going to be able to maintain this out of the 2 of them. So I started poking around, managed to move Jonathan Quick and Logan Couture to Ken, Mr. Turbo Caroline, and 4, Philip Forsberg and Victor Arvidsson.
Yes.
A trade that I was quite pleased with. So essentially I moved that, but I wasn't done.
No. Because if you were done, it was terrible for you.
So I thought, you know what? I've already gone out and picked up 1 Nashville Predator. Let's go get a 3rd. So I went to Herman, the Letang clan, and said, hey, what do you want for Pekka Rinne? Turns out we got a deal done with David Pasternak and Anton Khudobin. So I got rid of that 3rd goalie. Still didn't need him. Going over for Pekka Rinne coming back the other way, which is what made this weekend a win for me. The fact of being able to essentially flip some goalies, upgrade some forwards, all at the expense of moving Logan Couture, a guy who, quite honestly, there have been multiple times this year where I was like, this guy might get dropped very shortly, and then he'll go score a couple goals, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll hold on to him. Especially before they added left wing to him in Yahoo. When he just had the C earlier in the year, he was almost gone.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I don't mind it for you. I don't know. It's kind of whatever. After, when you probably got better. But you definitely would have been really bad. I would have hated it for you if you had just you've been like, I'm going to trade quick and just stick with Khudobin. That would have been really bad. I would have been very happy as an opponent of you.
My plan was to try to work the waiver wire and hopefully sneak my way into a goalie who has a full-time job and is good enough for one. But in the end, I didn't need it. The way I look at it, Joel, is I upgraded Jonathan Quick to Pekka Rinne. I upgraded Pasternak to Philip Forsberg. And the Couture Arvidsson switch is a wash. Yeah. So
I'm not sure Pasternak to Forsberg is an upgrade. I'm not sure that'll be that. Probably, but it may not be.
You're talking end of the year, who is better from here on out? Yeah.
Would you be shocked if Pasternak was better than Forsberg the rest of the way?
No, I wouldn't be. I do. The thing that helps with Forsberg is the multiple positions. So I move a right wing for a left right.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised, but thus far, Forsberg better.
Sure. So, anyways, Mr. Tiny and I made a trade.
You did, which is, it was not you didn't shake up your team. You didn't trade a 3rd-year, a 5th-year team away like I did, but you did make a minor move, I'd say.
Yeah, which People have already told me it was terrible, but
For you.
I'm okay. Yeah. We traded Ryan O'Reilly for Zach Parise.
Which I get. Like, Zach Parise, he's out. When is he back? Do you know?
Supposed to be back before Christmas.
Okay, so soon.
Yep.
So he'll be back before Joel has a job, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
Okay. Which is a great criteria, I think. For me, I look at that trade and I... Tell us your reason. Your reason sells it on why it was a good move.
Well, we were going to drop Ryan O'Reilly so that we could put Carey Price in our lineup.
It's all the reason you need.
And so we then said, hey, maybe someone will give us something for Ryan O'Reilly. And we did. So we got a left wing, which is what we've been needing. So we're going to put Mr. Zach Parise on the IR, wait for him to come back, and Carey Price slot him in the lineup.
Boom.
It worked out well for us, I thought.
Yeah, I would be quite okay with that from you.
Because, like,
it makes sense.
All right, Ryan O'Reilly was probably going to be dropped eventually. And I think it made sense for the guy, I forget what team it was, but whoever...
The Coronado Islanders.
Yeah.
No. It was the Blues guy.
Yeah, it made sense. It made sense for him, too, because he got something for a guy that he hasn't been able to get anything for.
Yeah.
Because, like, Zach Parise. So, anyways, we're dominating this fantasy league, hey?
That was going to be my other part. The second biggest news is we had a change in the lead.
Did we?
Yeah. The barbecued pulled Borks have moved ahead. I'm first place, Joel.
Yeah. I think we're third place.
You are, yeah. You're 7 points back.
Yeah. We're slowly taking it to everybody.
Which, you know, there's a lot of hockey left to be played. It's a tie for first. Mark's had a great season. His team is good. He's rocking the Jake Allen, Andrei Vasilevsky goalie tandem.
Yeah.
When you have the goalies from the top two teams in the league, you're going to win. Well.
Yeah. So I'm fairly confident that we're just buying our time, make sure we get in the playoffs. And that was the other thing. My Zach Parise trade, that was a play for the playoffs.
Oh, a playoff. You're already looking playoffs.
Why not? You got to win. Can't just make the playoffs. You got to win the playoffs.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
so
maybe I'll start trading for all these injured goalies. I probably shouldn't tell my strategy to our listeners.
Yeah.
Like, the guys in the league, listen.
Yeah, it's true. People, how about you stop trading with Carl? That would, or
says the guy who made that big trade earlier in the year.
Yeah, I've only made 2 trades.
I've made 3.
Yeah, so stop doing it, people. One was fairly minor. Trade this about, like, my guess is there's a good chance that both the guys in this trade get dropped at some point.
Your Parise O'Reilly trade.
Yeah. And neither one of us will feel bad about it.
No. Not in this latest.
Yeah. Anyways, how's those high sticking standings going? Do we have we got a couple more days, hey?
Yeah, we do. And then we need to sort out some more details. We're going to do a special Christmas edition, the 12 days of high sticking.
Oh, we do that every year.
Yeah, we're fishing through the details, sorting those out. But there have been, it was a rough week in the high sticking results. But every time there was points, we had a lead change. So the current leader is Chad, 15 points.
Ooh.
1 point up on Kristen. Daniel Rice, 2 points back. So it is a top 3 separated by 2 points. Anything can happen this week. Because there's, Ken and Alex are 4 points back of the lead as well in 4th and 5th. So it's anything can happen in this last week. We are going to have 6 games. We will pick those. Do you want to do those now and then play our game, or do you want to play our game now?
No, let's just pick our games. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm ready for Tuesday.
Okay. What we do is we pick the Pavel Bure must-watch game of the week, of the day. Then head over to Twitter at Fourth Line Podcast. You go over there. You tell us who you think will score the game-winning goal, picking one player from each team. If you're right, you get points. We keep track of them. If you're first at the end of the session, you win a prize. We got fourth line mini sticks, pucks, everything that you ever will need. So,
well, mini sticks and pucks. That's literally it. Oh no, we have stickers.
And stickers, yeah.
Love stickers.
Tuesday,
San Jose, Philly.
there it is.
It's a weird game. I liked it.
Especially with the backup going for San Jose, Aaron Dell.
Oh yeah. Unless you want to go to Chicago, Nashville.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Wednesday, you can go Tampa, Boston, Ottawa, Montreal. No. Tampa, Boston, Anaheim, St. Louis. Those are your options.
We can't go Colorado, Winnipeg.
Nobody wants to watch that game. That's not the Pavel Bure of the night.
I honestly was going to pick Ottawa, Montreal.
Really?
Yeah, because Carey Price, he's on his way right now to a second win. I want to see, can Carey Price do it?
Fine, choose that game.
Okay. I did. Thursday.
Did you know that Toronto Edmonton is going to be on, I believe, some American station?
Really?
Yeah, so apparently that's a highlight of the... But I don't know.
That's got to be a rarity. Like two Canadian teams on American TV.
Yeah. Do you want that game or do you want Vegas, Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm fine with that game.
Okay, let's go that. Toronto, Edmonton.
Toronto's out on their West Coast trip.
Yeah.
December 1st, which is that's for Friday.
Friday.
I like.
There's a lot of weird matchups.
I'm going Los Angeles, St. Louis. Blues are hot. Kings are playing well.
Yeah. Saturday. Oh, there's a lot of games on Saturday. Go Battle of Alberta. You got Columbus, Washington. San Jose, Tampa. Is that a Stanley Cup rematch? Nope. It is. No. Is it? I don't know what's going on. I don't remember the last time Tampa was in the finals.
No, San Jose.
Who did they play against? Pittsburgh. That was who they played in the finals. Toronto is in Vancouver. I am also in Vancouver, but I am not going to the game. Not happy about it. I don't know. Where do you want to go here? Anaheim, Nashville.
Yeah, Anaheim, Nashville. Let's go there.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Sunday, you've got Kings, Blackhawks, Vegas versus the Yotes, Dallas, Colorado. None of these games sound all that exciting.
Dallas, Colorado, always a good game.
Is it?
Yeah, watch it. You
heard it here first, and probably the only place you've ever heard it.
It's first and only.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is going to be the last high-sticking game for this session, and then we will come back next week. That'll be on December the 4th. We might be able to sneak in maybe a week of high sticking. We'll see. We'll have details next week. But just play. You can still win. If you've got points, you are well in contention. And good luck to everyone.
Yeah. What would be the most awkward animal that if you put skates on it? It would just be the most awkward experience.
I think an emu would be pretty awkward.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a four-legged. Because I'm trying to think of how that would work to skate with four legs. I was going to go llama. It'd just be awkward to look at. Or maybe a giraffe. Long neck.
Oh, yeah, giraffe would be tough.
Yeah, just slipping all over the place.
What would be the best? What animal you put skates on, you're like, I'm dead. It's over.
What's the white tiger?
I was going to get into this. There was a conversation I was listening to this morning on a different podcast. They were asking the question, Which animal would you be most afraid of if it was scaled to be the size of an elephant?
Tiger.
And that was the answer, was a tiger. Most of them said tiger. And so you think on skates it would be...
Well, don't you think, like... Well, you got to pick an animal that you'd think would be okay with ice and is, like, used to... Like, isn't... What's the word? Where's that white tiger from?
Like a Siberian tiger from Siberia.
Yeah, is that where they're from?
I think that's where the name comes from.
I don't know. We've talked long about my geography. I don't know these things. I'm just saying, any animal like a polar bear, that would be terrifying.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but you gotta think like. Do you think anyone's ever tried to put skates on an animal?
I've got to think they've tried to shove skates on a monkey before.
Oh, that couldn't have gone well.
I'm looking it up. Monkey on skates.
Just animal on skates.
There's roller skates. Yeah, chimps on ice.
Wait, that's a thing? Do they have do they have monkeys that can actually skate?
I'm watching it right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well this. No, he just did a backflip. No, this is fake. This is 100%. A monkey cannot do a backflip on ice.
Dude, can people even do backflips on ice?
He's now doing like circles. Now there's two of them. They're holding hands and wearing sweaters. Now one's rolling. This is fake. He's doing a cartwheel on Joel. Do you think a monkey could do a cartwheel?
No.
How is the? I'm amazed. When is this from?
Does it look like it's real, but it's not?
It looks real, but there's no way that this is real. Okay, I'm sending this to you immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it later, but this is.
There's no chance. So if you just go to the YouTubes and search "chimps on ice," you'll be able to see. There's no chance that this is real.
But they're like monkeys are the ones that are like most like if you're going to be able to teach an animal how to skate, it's going to be a monkey, right?
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Did the Russians ever teach bears how to skate? I don't know. Like, because it was always like Russia that had like they taught bears to do stuff, right?
Yeah, like they put it in the spaceship.
Yeah. Did they teach them how to skate?
I don't think so. That's not a real. Don't tell me it's an ice skating cat and then it's just a cat on ice. That's not ice skating.
That's not even close to the same. Like, you gotta think someone out there was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put skates on my dog," and tried it.
Again, most of these, when you look up like ice skating animal, it's just a cow on ice, and you're like, "Oh, that poor cow can't walk on ice." A cow, terrible. It would not be good.
Anyways, yeah. So we got time for a little bit of a game?
Yeah, let's play this game. Did we come up with a name for the game, Joel?
I don't know. I'm amazing at this game, though.
Okay. For those of you who are our Patreon subscribers, thank you. For those who are, I was going to message these guys today and let them know. For those who are brand new $10 a month subscribers, we're getting postcards out in the mail to you guys. I'm just waiting till Joel comes so that he can sign some of it too.
Oh, I'm going to put a special message on there.
Yeah, so thank you guys, to you guys specifically, and thanks to everyone who supports us. But this is a game we played on our Patreon episode last month, and Joel crushed it. What the game is I pull up a hockey card, I give him the year and the team, and he has to tell me the player just based on the description on the back.
Yeah. So I get the team and the year. I do a quick Google search, pull that up. I don't look at stats. I don't look at anything else other than names.
Yeah, so Joel, these players, we're talking 99-2000 season.
Okay.
Starting up, 99-2000 New Jersey Devils.
Okay. I have the roster pulled up.
The Devils tasted the sweetness of Lord Stanley's Cup in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't... I've picked the wrong cards. This doesn't have a description of the player at all. The player, Scott Stevens. Since when do they just put a description of the team on the back of a hockey card?
I don't know. Because they're just like, we don't have anything good to say about Scott Stevens. Because he's injured everybody. Okay, I got something for you.
All right.
23-year-old defenseman played most of his time in, I want to say, Montreal, Edmonton, and Anaheim. Started in New Jersey. Name
Montreal, Edmonton, Anaheim.
Yeah. Started in New Jersey. I didn't know this.
Montreal. Sheldon Surrey?
Yeah. Look at you.
I'm ready. All right. This is going to be... What season is this? This is 98-99. So it's a different year. But that's fine. Okay. You still got this. We will start with... We'll still go with New Jersey. Now that you're well versed in the New Jersey Devils, this New Jersey Devils hockey card reads, vastly underrated, blank continued to be a rock of Gibraltar for New Jersey in 97-98. The only Devil to appear in all 82 regular season games, the All-Star center iceman paced the team in scoring for the second consecutive campaign.
All-Star centerman.
Tossed you a softball to get her started.
I'm going to go Jason Arnott.
That is Mr. Brian Holeek.
Oh. Well, he wasn't on my list.
That's the best part about this game. When they're
he was. He's just not playing center. That's what... It's the left wing.
They tricked you.
They tricked me. That's not fair.
All right, this guy probably is going to be San Jose Sharks. 98-99 San Jose Sharks, Joel. It would be difficult to argue that since that... Well, this is already weirded awkwardly. It would be difficult to argue that since he joined the Sharks as a key component of a 95 blockbuster trade with Colorado, blank has been San Jose's most valuable player. A leader both on and off the ice for the young Sharks roster, the 26-year-old all-star right winger notched the team's second-best point total in 97-98, while also leading the Sharks in hits, penalty minutes, and total ice time.
Well, I know this one. As soon as you said trade with the Colorado Avalanche, there was only one real option. Owen Nolan.
There you go.
I'm good at this game.
Yeah.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, it is. We're going harder now.
Okay.
We are going with Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
So you're 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Anaheim Ducks. Acquired by Anaheim as the key component in a 6-player deal with the Islanders on February 7th of last season.
Oh, sorry, my mic just fell over again.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so he was acquired in a trade with the Islanders. Blank established himself as one of the Mighty Ducks' top center icemen during the closing weeks of the 97-98 campaign. The 6-year NHL veteran tallied 16 points in his 22 games with the club to finish the year as its 8th leading scorer. The Ducks brass will look to Blank to continue to provide that type of scoring punch as he develops into the team's number 1 center in the years to come.
So he was a former New York Islander.
Former Islander.
Who scored points. The only former Islander that I know of on this team is the Vancouver Canucks head coach.
Being?
Travis Green.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
It is Mr. Travis Green.
That's how you win this game, is you just hone in on your, like, as soon as you said New York Islanders, it's like Travis Green was an Islander. I don't know. I didn't know who else was an Islander on this team, but I zoned in on that one.
All right. I'm going harder and harder now. I have to stop.
Okay.
You're not winning out. That's for sure.
Okay. Two more.
All right. Now, this is a very short description.
Okay.
The all-time winningest goaltender in Tampa Bay history, blank, paced the team in goals against average and save percentage last season.
Okay. I don't have the roster pulled up, but I'm going to go. This is a complete guess. I don't know if he was still playing at this point. Darren Pupa.
Yeah, it's the Poop Meister.
Yeah. Now that I do have the roster pulled up, do you know who the coach of that team was?
No.
Jacques Demers.
Oh, interesting.
They won 19 games that year.
That's not good.
They were bad. This is how they got Vincent Lecavalier.
That'll do it. All right, Joel. Washington Capitals.
Okay. Seattle, right?
Yeah. All right. A talented playmaking center, blank, made his NHL debut with Washington this past season and gave the team an immediate injection of offensive firepower. The 20-year-old phenom connected on a respectable 13.5% of shots while leading all Caps rookies in assists and finished second in scoring.
I have no idea without pulling up the roster. Am I allowed to pull up the roster still?
Yeah, I assumed you were this whole time.
Okay. Rookie. I don't know.
It is Jan Bulis.
Jan Bulis. I've never heard of that guy. I'm going to go with Czech Republic.
Ooh, okay. That's what I was like, I just told you. Jan Bulis is from Czechoslovakia. This was old school, Joel. It was still one country.
Wait, is the Czech Republic? Yeah, so the Czech Republic and then Slovakia.
Yeah.
So I was kind of right.
I'd say you're right. Do you want one more?
Okay.
This will be the determining factor if you win or lose at this game.
Okay. Hopefully people are still listening. If not, it's just for us.
Yeah. All right. Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay. Oh, my mic fell again. I apologize. It is very difficult.
Yeah, it's fine. You're probably balancing it on top of a sack of books or something like that.
I am, actually.
This is a very short description. I don't know why it's so short.
Okay.
Blank became one of the Flyers' top playmakers last season, notching 17 assists in 37 contests.
That's it?
That's all you get.
Wow. Playmaker. Holy smokes. I'm just going to have to take a shot in the dark. Oh, man. I have no idea. It's not John LeClair. It's not Lindros. It's not Brenda Moore. Holy smoke. Did you know Alexander Daigle was on this team?
Is he?
I'm gonna go Chris Gratton.
Is that your final answer?
I feel like it shouldn't be if you're asking me.
The answer to this question is Alexander Daigle.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
They said good things about him?
Yeah,
That's
they had
crazy.
great things to say about Alexander.
This is a weird team. Damon Langkow.
Paul Coffey.
Paul Coffey was still in the league, eh?
Yeah.
Mark Recchi, Michael Renberg, Luke Richardson. It's a good little team. John Van Beesbrook, Ron Hextall. This is a very weird team.
Yeah. Well, Joel, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your dominance of last time did not last.
I know. I did so much. It was tougher this time.
I did not give you as many softballs. I started you with the softballs.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys played along. Let us know how you did. Let us know if you guessed them as well as Joel. Until next week, when you find out who won high sticking, I'm going to let you know now about some of the great shows at the Alberta Podcast Network. Joel, have you heard of the show Desktop?
I have not.
Well, Desktop is a technology podcast focusing on the intersection between how we use it and how it affects us. It's hosted by Rob and Mike, and I am sure that if we were to put it to them to talk about robots taking over the world, like we mentioned this that I was listening to this morning, I'm sure if they haven't already covered it, that they would be the number one place to find out about robots taking over the world.
I like it.
So you can find them over at albertapodcastnetwork.com as well. Rob is on Twitter at Robatrell, and Mike is on Twitter at MA_YYC. So head over there, check those guys out. If you like technology, and we will put it to them to see if they have any thoughts on robots taking over the world.
Or computers. Wasn't it computers?
Technology, robots, computers, whatever it is. We're not long for this world, I don't think.
And with that note, you can find us on Twitter at
Fourth Line Podcast with the number 4, mail at thefourthlinepodcast.com if you have questions for us. And the fourthlinepodcast.com Patreon. Shout out again to our Patreon subscribers. Head over there. And until next week,
Boom City. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's do this. Ooh, welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast, part of the Alberta Podcast Network. Ugh, let's just redo that.
Podcast Network?
A Podcast Network. Podcast Network. Here we go. I love podcasts.